So today, like what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull back the curtain on something that's honestly extremely hard to figure out, okay? And that is your county clerk system. Now, in the cheat code, what we teach is that you go after leads that no one else goes after. And the main reason why is because you're gonna find a motivated seller that most people aren't capable of finding. It takes time. It takes time. Like you're probably going to be at this for about a month and a half before you crack the code and figure it out. Every county is different. There are three places that you should always focus on whenever you're looking at getting motivated real estate leads. This goes hand in hand in anything that you do, man. If you're going to have a horrible product, it's never going to sell. No matter how great the disposition tool that we give you is, no matter how amazing the property looks, if the numbers aren't right, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. You're going to lose the deal. And so the goal here is to go after leads that we know for a fact are motivated, that are going to take, or I'd say require an additional step. You're going to take an additional step to close on this deal specifically. You see, I talk about the differences between a motivated seller and somebody who just wants to sell is the need, it's the intent, right? So when I talk to people, what I want to get is a problem that needs to be solved. So then how do you find that? You see, most people are taught to sign up for subscriptions to get their business off of the ground. Now, don't get me wrong. I love doing this. Okay. So, like, if I tell you guys to sign up for any subscription, you really just need one, especially if you're on a budget. And anybody that is in this call, if you're like, working your 9 to 5, or maybe you have like your side hustle, or maybe you're doing wholesaling full time and you're still trying to get off of the ground, wherever God's placing you in front of whatever trials and tribulations that you got, there's one tool that I believe will be your sword and shield, and that's Deal Machine, right? And so, Deal Machine, guys, there's a link for it in the group. I'll drop it in the comment section below so that you guys get access to it. And you get it for free for 7 days and 30 credits on your boy every single time that you use this link. So, I'm going to put it in here in the chat just so you guys have it. If you're watching this on the recording, it'll be inside of the description of this video. So Deal Machine does everything, dude. You get 10,000 free skip trace leads every single month. You can pull leads from it. You can cold call from it. It's a CRM. It does everything but text. Okay. Now, the reason why I always recommend this one is because it's like $112 a month and you get 10,000 skip trace leads for free that you can export. It's unlimited skip tracing. So every record inside of it, if there is a phone number, that phone number will be listed on the record itself, which is game changing. Okay. When you create a list, the list will be developed into what's called a static list, which means that it's going to update every single time a new lead meets your criteria. Now, again, I would never just rely on one software. This is the one that I would recommend that if you're wanting to like ball on a budget here and you're really trying to make this work without breaking the bank account, you really just need this one. That's it. I'd put this one up against PropStream, Batch Leads, or any of these other companies because this one right here is tried and true. It's vetted, it's tested. I've used it, I've closed deals on it, I've done it live in your face. If you guys want to look at the other videos that I've done, I'll probably paste it somewhere at the top. I did a video where I literally cold called and I locked up a deal. First time I ever used Deal Machine. The first time I ever used it. Guy came to my office, the owner of the company. His name's David Lecko. It'll be right here in the little thing if you guys want to take a look at it. I'm pointing at the screen because whoever's editing this video is going to see that and add the video card there. But that specific video, I cold called somebody and I locked the deal up. I negotiated. I made an offer. I did all of that on the spot. I was so skeptical. I was so skeptical. I had no idea that a software like this even exists, let alone if the information was even accurate. But we got someone, and that was the coolest thing, dude. For the sake of the video, though, guys, I'll post the recording and I'll tag it so that everybody here can see it after the fact. But it was insane. And so, guys, this is the one that I would recommend that you guys try, and this is the one that I would recommend that you guys be invested in. Okay, if you're going to use any software for motivated seller leads, this would be the one. Now, prior to the subscription craze of, I believe, 2018 to 2019, I've been in the game for 11 years as of last month, and it's been a journey, right? But when I first got into the business, I was taught how to find leads in a very specific way. A lot of my mentors in the beginning of my journey were attorneys, they were investors, they were people that were working at title companies, they were officials that were working downtown in the county clerk system, county circuit court. So I knew that this was the place everybody was going for leads, right? But finding those things is one of the hardest things that you can do in any market, okay? Because I know everybody that's watching this video, some of you guys are watching this from Texas, some of you guys are watching this from Kentucky, some of you guys are watching this from Florida, some of you guys are tapped in from Illinois. I know that there's just people that are everywhere that watch these videos that I do all of the time. So, with that being said, every single circuit, every single county is different. They all warehouse the same information. So I can go straight into Bear County right now and tell you how easy it is for me to find leads in mine, which is often the county that I show, right? So this is my county clerk website. It's so public, it's not even funny. But this is the thing, it's hard for me to separate myself from other people because everyone has access to the same portal. But you can find federal tax liens, you can find affidavits, you can find memorandums of contract, you can look up child support liens against properties, you can look up probate, active probate. Guys, I mean, it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Okay. So, like, legitimately, you can get copies of last will and testaments. Like, there is just so much that they give you here, especially like just straight up foreclosure leads, right? So, like, you can look up state tax liens, federal tax liens, and then OPR kind of gives you a little bit of everything. Now, just by hitting search on this, you can see that there's so much. Like, you can look up marriages, you could look up public notices, you can look at foreclosures, you can see what houses are currently going into foreclosure. And what's cool about my portal is that there's addresses associated with each filing. So this is easy to get, bro. Like, San Antonio makes it easy. It's not like that everywhere else. Now, understand this. I am one of probably thousands of people that are looking at this. So if you want to try, go ahead. But I promise you, the biggest bang for your buck ain't going to be here in San Antonio unless you get creative. You really got to be here to know this place. And that's the thing. San Antonio is a very unorthodox market. You might be in a place downtown San Antonio where you're walking down one street and you wouldn't even realize it, but the houses next door on the right side of the road are selling for $500,000, $250,000. Yet the houses on the left side of the road are worth $20,000 to $50,000 tops. That's San Antonio, and it's like that everywhere. So it makes it very hard to determine value in all of these pieces of real estate that we find here. So I say all of this to let you guys know that because it's so easy here, I never mind showing it because I know that a lot of people just want to kind of jump into this, right? Now, with that being said, all of my information that I'm needing is listed here. I really don't got to work that hard. I just have to come in here and pull it every month, right? And so it's not like that everywhere else. So I just recently started building something out for a client of mine. And let me tell you what, it's been one of the hardest things that I've ever done. But before I jump into that and I show you guys some of the back end stuff that I'm working on, this is a service that I offer. This is what you call automation. So I built a bot that can rip this information for you guys on autopilot. So I do development. I know you guys understand that. I have my own software, my own CRM, I own my own data company, right? I've been in development for a while in regards to software. Software development's been something that I've been doing since I was 14 years old, playing Diablo in my mom's garage, literally with like LAN connections to all these other different computers, all of us on the same network connection, trying to kill Diablo, get the loot, and then sell the loot on the internet. I had systems and software back then that would allow for me to deliver the final blow to Diablo. And at the time, there was no loot sharing system. So whatever Diablo dropped, you had to be right next to the dude when he died because you'd just be spam clicking the crap out of your mouse, like click, 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 trying to grab whatever the hell he got because you just spent 8 hours in that raid trying to get to him, right? So by the time I got to him, I would do this thing called a DDoS attack. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but essentially it's where you send a signal to everybody's IP address and it shuts their internet down because you overwhelm their connection. So I would load my bot up to my computer, which at the time, if you had a bot, it was a software, it was a hardware and software combo that you would connect into your PC, which warehoused almost 2 million different IP addresses. Okay. There's a lot of different variations of numbers. IP addresses are very extensive. It's similar to like a social security number for your internet. And so I would send all of these IP address that I had signals to each and every person who was attached to the same server that I was on because we were trying to kill Diablo together and disconnect them from the game. So if it was 8 of us in the raid, by the time Diablo was at like one hit, immediate DDoS attack kicked everybody else off, and then I delivered the final blow of which I was able to get all of that loot. Guys, people were buying the loot from me on the internet for like $200 for a sword and shield. That's how crazy it got. Okay. Now I'm not going to get to the intricacies of Diablo, but I want to let you guys know my background. So I charge anywhere between $1,500 to $3,000 per bot that I create. And I know what I'm doing because I'm a real estate investor. So I actually do this. Okay. So like a lot of people try to sell stuff like this on the internet. You can go and hire someone on Fiverr all you want, but they ain't never going to get you the results that Big Q gets you. I promise you this. All right. So with that being said, I have a client that lives out in Virginia Beach, and not Virginia Beach, but Virginia Beach is a county. So he does business in West Virginia, period. And if you guys know anything about Virginia, it's one of the original 13 colonies, right? So Virginia has multitudes of different counties inside of it. There's probably about maybe 150 counties that are inside of this place. So, guys, this is the thing. We had to go so far to build a bot that would automate this process of ripping county data from the county clerk system. It was crazy. I had to go through literally so much just to figure this out, what I'm going to show you guys today. Now, the reason I'm showing you guys today is to show you all the intricacies of what goes in to figuring out your county. Because these guys have tried to do it on their own. Unfortunately, they didn't know what the hell they were looking for. And it takes time, guys. It takes time. So during this process, I would recommend that if your goal is to figure your county out, that anybody that is here inside of this call, that all of you give yourself some grace of 45 days to really go in and figure it out. Because once you do, it's going to be the greatest asset that you have in your arsenal of marketing for motivated seller leads. Guys, when you figure this out, you are going to be the first person to talk to these people. When was the last time you guys got a motivated seller on the phone and they hadn't been ran through yet? Like a $2 hooker on free sex day. Come on, man. Can I get a one in the comments? Like, dude, who would want to talk to somebody today that's actually motivated to sell? Someone who's willing to accept your offer, no matter how less it is than what the house is worth, because they don't even know if they can sell it. That's the goal here, is to figure this part out. Now, there's three portals that I'll give you guys. The first one's the county clerk. Second one is open records request. And then the third one is your tax assessor collector or tax treasurer, depending on your county and what they call it. So the one I'm showing you guys today is the county clerk. The county clerk is where you can get liens, judgments, affidavits of heirship, memorandums. You can get federal tax liens, you get pre-foreclosures, you get notice of intent, you get list pendants, active real estate lawsuits that are filed against properties. You can get default judgments, guys. You can get recent arrest records even. You can get a lot of stuff from the county, okay? So from this county portal, you should be able to either view a document or you should be able to find an address. And if you can do either of those things, that whole process can be automated, man. So I'm going to show you guys what the manual labor looks like. And I'm going to show y'all today what the automated labor looks like. Because I'm going to do what would take a normal man probably 45 days within a matter of, I'd say, less than 2 minutes. I'm going to do 45 days worth of work to get the best leads that you can think of. And I'm going to do it in your face. So everybody be ready for this because this is very exciting, okay? So first and foremost, I'm going to pull this place up because this is the specific portal in Virginia where it's extremely difficult to find the specific types of documents that are required that's going to give you the property address. Now, Virginia Beach is crazy. I want you guys to understand there was a document that was filed. It's called the Freedom Public Information Act of America, okay? So Freedom Public Information Act of America, which basically means that any information in regards to property, land records, and deeds is public, right? Now, that doesn't mean that they have to give you that address, the addresses in bulk. Some places do, some places don't. And so when I went to this place, I said, hey, you're giving me a portal, but it looks like I have to have a name. And they said, no, you just have to have the first two letters of the name. I said, okay, cool, but where can I get this information in bulk? They said, you're on the website. We gave you the website. You can literally find as much information as you want and pull it from the internet. I said, okay, but like what I'm asking for is a list of property addresses that are all sharing the same document type. Like if they have a list pending against them, where can I find that in bulk? They're like, well, sir, you can find it. You just need to make sure that you have either the first two letters of the name of the person that you're searching for, or you need to figure out where the instrument number is or what the doc number is. If you have those things, then yes, it's public. I said, ma'am, do you not understand what I'm asking? I want this information in bulk. I want hundreds of thousands of addresses. They said this in, and she was like, yeah, it's there. You can search up 100,000 times to find whatever you like. I said, ma'am, I mean like exported spreadsheet, CSV format, TRW format. Give me something here, right? And she was like, sir, it's all inside of this portal. And I said, ma'am, it's my right to have access to this information. And she said, sir, you do. Figure it out. And then she hung up on me. I'm just saying, like, it was real. I was like, she's not wrong, but she's also not right. You know, because in my head, I'm like, dude, in my county, I can pull that information in bulk. In this county, you can't. You have to literally search two-letter increments for names, right? So like if let's say like Arturo would be like AR, right? Cameron would be CA, Bobby would be BO, Joey would be JO, Louie would be LO, Mary would be MA, right? Sativa would be SA, right? And so like how can we solve that problem? If I have to look up every each individual doc where only way I'm able to view a doc is if I'm using combinations of two letters, well, the only way that you could do that is if you understood how to build a scraper and automation. Because if you knew that, then this would be a very easy thing. Because guess what? There are 676 combinations where a name begins with two letters. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that until I asked ChatGPT because I was trying to figure this out. This guy's paying me 7 grand to build what I'm showing you guys today. All right. Now, I doubt any of y'all are going to be able to do it without me. No offense. I love y'all to death, but I'm just going to show you guys what this looks like. So I was given, I found the place, right? It's a portal. And let me just kind of show you what it looks like. This is the Virginia judicial system. Now, what they do is they charge you. They said it's public record. Yeah, you can see the stuff, but if you want to view the documents, we're going to charge you. So yeah, you can view the stuff, but you can't see the docs, and they won't give you address information in its entirety. They give you legal description, right? And so these are the available courts inside of Virginia's judicial system. There's so many counties. Look at this. So one of the best counties that you can market to in Virginia is Norfolk County here, which is Norfolk City. It's great, population of about maybe 400,000 people. There's probably upwards to 300,000 single family residential properties in this specific area. Median households anywhere between 150 to $400,000. Great platform, right? So you have to create an account, number one. Then you have to subscribe depending on which of these have the listings that you're looking for. But listed below are the Virginia Circuit Court Clerk's Office that utilize the system, access to limited subscribers authorized by individual clerks. They make you so one to get access to this, you have to be a resident of Virginia. So if you don't have one, then you're shit out of luck. Not only that, but you have to file an application, have an LLC and an EIN to give you access to this info. And it's called Secure Remote Access. You see this? So it's the SRA system. Guys, I cannot tell you. I had to beat an old lady with a stick to find this. Like, legitimately, I cannot tell you what I went through to find this. This is not something you can just have public access to. Now, as I went through this portal, I realized that a lot of these counties, what you'll see here, it says the contact, then it'll say index only access, and then it'll say subscribe online, right? So obviously, the ones that have subscription online, if it is available, are the ones that if you really want that county, you're going to have to pay for it. It's $50 a month per county. Okay. So, like, it can be expensive, or you can pay $500 for the entire year, save yourself a couple $100. It's really up to you. Now, let's go into the subscription that my client currently paying for. So, we're going into where is it at? Norfolk County. And where'd it go? I feel like I just lost it. Am I skipping it? Okay. There it is. Okay. So, Norfolk, we're subscribed. So, we're going to click on this portal here. Expiring soon. We're already in. You got to create an account, got to get this approved by the city. It took me a week to do this part. So we're here. Let me click on Norfolk and check out what you guys are capable of getting. You get the court files, undocumented search, so you can look up different types of things, and then Norfolk City Circuit Court, which is where I'm looking. In land and deed records is what I am trying to identify here. So deeds and land records, boom, that's the first step. So again, you can't search information in bulk. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. So it doesn't matter who the name of the person is, whether grantee or grantor. I don't care if it's a business or person, it doesn't matter. What I'm looking for is the instrument type. So look at the different types of leads that you guys can pull from this platform here. You can get affidavits, you can get child support liens. Let me show you this. So there's a few things here. So in this part of America, they have this thing called, like, it's like deed on death or something like that. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. Check this out. Hold on. We're gonna go into because look how many different types of deeds there are. It's like a transfer of deed, but you can get divorce decrees, so those are good, right? Um, you can get list pendants. You can get different types of liens, list of heirs. Apparently, that's normal verbiage up there. It's kind of like an affidavit of heirship. When somebody types in like a list of heirs for their property, they'll record that. Memorandum of lien, that's a cloud on title for somebody who exited a contract 9 times out of 10. Notice of foreclosure. So that's the name of that document. If somebody's getting foreclosed on, you would find it here. Note, but there's all these other different types. Like notice of lis pendens is an active lawsuit. So that's another one. So there's all these different types of docs that we can pull directly from this, right? So for the sake of this, let's just start with what we think we can get. Affidavits are what you would consider pre-probate. This is an affidavit of heirship. Somebody's filing for an estate. They're stating that they are next of kin, either their wife or their husband, or they are both wife and husband deceased, parents dead, kids inheriting the property, child one, child two, child three, siblings. This is pretty common. So we'll say affidavit being the first instrument that we like to look for, right? Now, remember I talked about it. You can't do it in bulk. So boom, I'm going to hit search. There we go. And it's going to pull up a bunch of affidavits that are filed here. So let's just click on one. You notice how there's no address here. And this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an address on this side, and nothing is popping up. So that's a big red flag. If I can't search the address, man, like, then I'm not really getting a lead. But not on this side, on the document itself. So this is 3530 Northwest Military. This is the property address that someone's filing an affidavit of heirship for. So, guys, this is a probate lead. You would need this address right here, and this address would need to be cross referenced into some type of appraisal district to pull a complete record. Now, again, you don't have to cross reference. You can just get the address and then take the name and the county. So you see, you get the address here. This is the address for the probate, 3530 Northwest Military Highway, City of Norfolk, State, Virginia, and zip code. That's all you need. If you have just that, you can dump this into Deal Machine and auto complete the record, bro. Legit. So, like, all you need to do is figure out a way to get something to read this doc. Now, again, if we go back, right, we just start looking at all of this. We click on the second one, there's similar address. So, there's two that were filed against the same address. Going into the next one here, click on instrument. See, this one doesn't even have, there you go. So scrolling down, First American Title. We don't need the title company. What we need is the address. So 40 Raider Street, Unit 402. Huge chance that's nothing. Could just be somebody filing for affidavit of heirship. But if it's done at a title company, they probably own a property. It's hard to say. So like again, like if we were to just go through all of these docs and click on each individual one, doc for doc, notice how they change. So this does not look like the same instrument that was filed, but we still see an address, right? That's what we want. And so, guys, this is what's been so crazy about this county in specific. If you wanted to rip this information, you would need to have some type of scraper that can view the doc. And if they can view it, you need it to be able to read the doc, pull the property address information, and then dump it into a spreadsheet somewhere and automate the process. And so, guys, this is very similar to multiple different types of counties that I've worked on in the past. But this one right here has been very difficult because number one, it required us to have an LLC and an EIN and a business registered in the state of Virginia. Never heard of that, but that's how they operate. Two, you needed to make sure that you had filled out an application and that the city of Virginia, the county of Norfolk or whatever county that you applied for accepts your application, stating that you're a legitimate business. And you have to have an actual physical residential address that showcases your name on it. So you have to submit like either a lease agreement or a deed to a property that you own because they don't give outside public people access to this information. So we submitted all of that. Then we were granted, after a week of review by the city and whoever the board of this, who handles this is, we got the approval and now we have access. It's $50 a month now. So now we face with the problem of going in here and when we click on specific leads that we want to find, well, what happens? It doesn't populate a property address, like a physical one that is attached to a website. You have to view a document to do this, right? And so then what does that look like? How does that even work then? How are we going to make this scalable where essentially we can create an automation that will read the document and then create the output that we're looking for? So guys, this is what's really cool. I don't know if you guys have seen this, and I'm going to show y'all this here today. This is OpenAI, okay? And this is a OpenAI developer form. It's really cool. What you're looking at here is a code that is eligible to allow you to read a document. So this is AI being plugged into a bot that will read a doc for you. So my developer and I have been really going back and forth in this, and let me show you guys what we were able to do. All you need is an API key. And again, like I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm gonna drag and drop this here so that y'all can see this, all right? But check this out. This is again platform.openai.com/doc/overview. This is a scraper that is OpenAI. It's free. Well, not free entirely. It's free to create an account, but every 100 pages, you have to load your card in it. Every 100 pages that it reads, it'll extract the property address. You have to prompt it to do so. What we try to do is exclude all commercial buildings and just get the property address and the name and the city and the state and the zip code. If we can get all of those things, then we have everything that we need to make a deal happen here. Like we have everything that we need to take that address, that address result and put it into a spreadsheet. So guys, this is next level stuff that I'm showing y'all right now. Like legitimately, I don't know anybody else is teaching this, but I just dropped the link for that inside of the chat. This is in regards to the bot creation, right? So you have to pair that doc viewer, that doc reader, it's an AI, with the automation of actually creating a systematic way that'll read the documents and then put the addresses into a place where you can compile this information for your marketing efforts. So again, I wanted to show you guys something, right? That looks really cool. Tulsa County, Oklahoma is another bot that I created for another client of mine that has the same process. The same process. Now, again, guys, most of y'all just aren't trying hard enough to find these portals, but they're there because it's your right to have access to that info. Even if you went down to the county and they told you that all you needed to do is print the documents out and then you have to pay per print, you still get access to them. You just have to see what it looks like to get this information in bulk. If you had all the documents printed out and you took it to, I don't know, Office Depot and scanned everything in to email it to you in PDF format, you can have OpenAI doc reader scan through each individual doc and take property addresses and dump it straight into the the to a spreadsheet for you. And that's what's really cool, man. It's a whole nother thing. So this is my guy Mitchell just jumped in. Well, I just dropped the link again, brother. It's a doc reader and it doesn't work automatically. You have to plug this into a bot. So this is next level stuff, dude. I highly doubt, not saying that you're not capable, but you really got to learn this to know this, okay? It took me years of software development to get to this part. But I'm just sharing that with you guys because it is a doc reader. You can just send it PDF docs and it'll pump out whatever addresses that you'd like and you just prompt it to give you what you want. But to automate that process is an entirely different game, guys. So I'm going to show y'all a scraper and what it looks like. This is a final product, okay? This right here is for Tulsa County, Oklahoma. So let me initialize the scraper. And what it's going to do is it's going to begin pulling all of the websites that I just showed you guys today. Now it's all there. It's all there now. So what we want is to select the document that we're looking for. For the sake of this video, we're going to say affidavit. But notice how, if you want, you can pull anything that you want. You guys see this? Y'all, this is the same that I was showing y'all on the SRA, the system request access. It's the same thing, right? Because what were we looking for? We were looking for instrument type. You guys see this? So once we figure that part out, then it's plug and play on anything that you want when you want it. So check it out, right? So I took this system with the doc reader, automated everything so that I could cross reference multiple websites at a click of a button and gather complete information to give me addresses for any type of legal doc that you can find in your county clerk. At the click of a button, I will do 45 days worth of one man's work in just a matter of maybe 5 minutes tops. Okay. So going back to this, we're going to select our document. I'm going to choose how far back I want to go. This client wanted specifically to go back a year or 3 months. And then check this, start scraping. Now the bot's going to start pulling up all the addresses to all the different platforms and portals that we had found to complete property records. Check this out. So search initiated, waiting for results, fetching network logs. It's logging in, requested Tulsa County, 818 records found. Now it's fetching data via parcel numbers, cross-referencing parcel numbers with a doc reader to view each individual doc. And look what it's doing, y'all. I'm already at what, 11 leads? You see how long it took me to just search up 3 properties? And I'm already at 11. Oh, never mind. I'm at 16 now. Look at this, guys. We get the first name, last name, owner of the property. We get their address information, the legal description. We get the doc number, doc type, more legal description, more names, addresses to properties. You see that? This is why my company's able to close so many deals every month, dude. I keep talking about this and people just stay asleep in. That's the thing, man. Like, guys, I know this sounds like really advanced, and it's not entirely because you can do this labor manually, and it would probably take you a couple of days if you're really dedicated to figuring out how to find this. But we're already 46 leads in while I've been talking. The bot's already 6% almost done with this data. It's still fetching information and cross referencing info as it's going. So you're seeing a bot running in real time. The same process that I just showed you guys right now that was tedious manual labor can be automated. If I built something like this for you, what would it do for your business? Honestly, like how would that change your business? And so I really wanted to show you guys this today because regardless of whether or not it's something you want to do, maybe you want to figure out how to do this on your own. I don't know. But guys, I've covered this whole damn thing here in my private community, like the paid one, not the free one that you guys are in, but it's a paid version of it. And it's the advanced level stuff that's inside of the group. So again, I'm going to drop this link in the comment section so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And this thing's still running while I'm talking to you guys, y'all. But this is the cheat code platform. It's $97 a month to join. If you pay for the year, you unlock the advanced level cheat code, which is literally the $500 bang. You get the whole access for a year. You save yourself $700 in the grand scheme of things. But look at this real fast. I'm going to show y'all. Everything that you need is inside of this course here if you want to learn how to do what I just showed y'all. How to kick off your year, the foundation, pulling the county records, automating the process, and building the bot or the scraper, pulling your tax delinquent leads, your probate leads and affidavits of heirship, your open records request to automating a list, and then the curative title part, which is removing liens and judgments. Guys, this is all next level stuff that's required for you to really get this thing going. I dropped the link for the community in there. You know, right now it's office hours, so I opened this up for all of the communities to show you guys what's up because I'm really about this business, man. But I'm showing y'all this to let you guys know that there's a level that most people don't reach in this game. If you knew this part, this would change everything. Yeah, Bobby, you could do this for land, commercial, industrial, residential, ranches, multifamily, single family, duplex, triplex, quadplex. Bro, it don't matter. If you can pull it from the county, that's all the gold that you need. If I'm gonna buy a property from some old dude who's a senior citizen who owes $60,000 in taxes, who has 2 active judgments against his land, and in the matter of like $20,000, $30,000 judgments, he's about to lose his property. That's going to be the easiest negotiation that I've ever done. Guys, once you have leads like this, every conversation that you have is going to be the first conversation that they've had. I can't tell you how crazy that is, how such a rare occasion that is in our industry. On top of that, they're actually going to be motivated. Come on. They're actually going to be motivated, bro. When was the last time you talked to somebody who was willing to accept your offer no matter how low it was? I'll wait. I'll hold my breath on that. You know what I'm saying? Guys, I'm telling y'all, this is the part of the sauce that y'all are missing. And if you understood this, you would have an edge on your competition, like that transcends everything. So, again, this goes 2 ways, man. If you're watching this and you got value from today's call and this recording, you can jump in the group. It's a year up front and you can get access to the advanced level cheat code. You can do it on your own, or you can pay me to build one for you. It's really up to you, right? So, guys, I know that was a lot. I'm going to pause the recording because this is just for the private community. But I wanted to show you guys what this looks like because without this, you're really missing out on so much value for your business. And I'm tired of seeing my fellow real estate investor wholesaler people get burned out on subscriptions. This business can be so expensive if you don't know how to do this part. Guys, one-time fee, and you can have lifetime access to a bunch of leads that nobody can touch. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And this is fresh data. Difference between county data and software data, 800 million records. This costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to update every year. So you know what these data companies do? They only update it twice. By the time you talk to somebody who's marked as pre-foreclosure, they already lost their house. You're actually calling them 6 months too late. Oh, that house already got foreclosed on, dude. Why are you calling me last year? I could have used your help last year. That's the software vibe. Talking to these people that just had shit filed against their property in the county, that's different, bro, because their motivation is happening now, because these things are happening to them time being, not late. So this is what's very important about this cheat code thing, man. If you guys got value from this, links are in the description. We'd love to see y'all on the other side. Hit me up if you want me to build a bot. Hit me up if you want to join my private community. All right. So let me pause the recording on this real quick.